These are called Pure Wet. They are 100% natural, 99% water. She has a nice big clutch on her. You can see we already have the egg crate already. We have some water in the bottom. Hey, what's up guys? It's Austin here from Mutation Creation. I got Lord on the camera, and today's feeding day. You can see all the tubs are open. Everyone got a rat except for the black ones, which are gravid. You see our little tag system. We're not gonna tell you what those mean, but if you look down here, we have 3 yellow tags and a black one. That means this one laid some eggs, and if you look up here, we have another one. So we're gonna go and show you the clutches and how we put them away. We made some videos like this in the past. It's been a while, and we thought a lot of you guys were new, missed it. So here's the first clutch. This is clutch number 5 of 2023 so far. Oh, thank you, Lord. And this one looks like a bigger one. It was an ivory female. And since we use Husbandry Pro, we're just gonna go and scan and input everything just to keep our records a little bit more easy and accessible. So we go to reproduction, and this is clutch number 2023-5. And the pairing was a banana pastel super asphalt to an ivory female. So we're looking to hit some banana pastel freeways. And she looks like she has a nice big clutch on her. You can see we already have the egg crate already. We have some water in the bottom, a little bit more warmer than room temperature vermiculite, and then that dragon hatch tray just to separate the eggs from the vermiculite. And when you're doing this, we always want to grab the female at the tail so we don't pick up any of the eggs. And then just carefully unwrap her. Make sure she is empty. Usually looks like a water slide like what you're seeing here. And the first thing we do is actually weigh the female, just so we can get an idea of what her empty weight is. So that next year, we can see what she was empty as well. So she's 2,344 grams, and we just put that in here, 2344. And then we're gonna go to the egg weight. So we're just gonna take her, set her aside. Hopefully she can cooperate with us today. And we just got a whole bunch of eggs in here. Some of them are separating. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 eggs. And the first 7 are 840, plus the last 2, 1,067 grams. And then now we're just gonna put in the total number of eggs, 9 eggs. Viable and non-viable eggs we do not know yet. We're gonna have to candle. So I'm just gonna set this aside. Get the egg tray ready. And just carefully pry them apart. If you catch the clutch a little bit earlier, it's a little easier to get them apart. Oh, looks like we had some cocoa in there hiding. And something I like to do, you guys don't have to do this, I like to blow some hot air onto it. Helps it separate that much more easier. And what we've noticed is we've had a lot less tears. But if you were to tear an egg, it's not the end of the world. You can just use some Scotch tape, and it tends to make it work perfectly. They make it full term, and the babies thrive. So definitely a good thing to learn and use. So if you don't already, go and buy some Scotch tape when you're separating your eggs. And 4 down, 5 to go. Just comes apart that much more easier after using the hot air. It's probably the humidity. There we go. And if you notice, I'm not really pulling upwards, I'm kind of rolling. Just helps it come off that much more easier. That one's very easy. And another thing that can help is working it from very different sides, different angles. We find if you pull too much on one side, you have a greater chance of causing a tear. Works way better with the hot air, as you can see. And the last 2, perfect. So 9 eggs, and now we're just gonna use my phone light right over here just so we can candle them. And we're looking for the embryo. It's gonna be a little hard for you guys to see, but right here you can see that wiggle. That is the embryo, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you notice, I'm keeping the embryo on top. It just ensures that this egg is going to hatch. This egg's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to swap it out with a different one, just so it can have more room and not touch the other eggs. Just in case one of the eggs were to mold, you don't want it touching another egg, because it can transfer mold from that egg and ruin the other egg as well. So far everything's looking really good. And if you notice right here, we have like a yellow section of the egg. That just means you're on the wrong side. You just keep spinning it, you'll get some red. It's a little bit hard to see with this egg, but the embryo is right here. And then the last two, here it is. And there's the other one. So it looks like we had 9 viable eggs. So I'm just going to go back, put number of viable eggs to 9 and non-viable to 0. And it looks like we're ready just to go and submit it. And then we're going to go and shove these in the incubator. But that still leaves us with 2 other things to do. And one we're going to have to do off camera, and Elias might have to edit it in. That's when we clean the female. So we're going to leave her aside for now. And we're actually just going to clean the tub. We find that if you clean the tub after the female lays, she's more amped to go back onto food faster. So we just want to get rid of that egg smell. We take chlorhexidine. I like to get a nice base of chlorhexidine over it. Get rid of that egg smell. And then give it a nice wipe. Really get it in there. The harder you go, it really gets that residue off. And then after I do it once, I'm just going to spray one more time, just in case I missed any. And then since the cocoa around here was also around the eggs, what I like to do is just remove a little bit of it, not too much. No need to take it all out. And then we go and grab some fresh new one. This is Gopher Cocoa. We just made this. And we just sprinkle it on top of the old one. Mix it all together. Get the fresh scent with the older scent mixed in. And that should be good. And we're just going to go take off the lid and the 3 yellows, just so we know that she is done laying. And then we go and wash the female at this point, and you guys are going to see that right now. So here we are in the storage closet. We have this really big deep sink. It's a little bit easier to wash the females in, as they have a little bit easier time staying inside. And what you want to do is put some room temperature water. It's going to be a little hard to hear me with the water. And what I like to do is wet my hand, put about 2 drops of Dawn soap on there, lather up my hands, and then I'll just run it down the belly of the snake. I'll turn the water off just so you guys can hear me. I just like to lather up the snake, make sure I can get anywhere that the eggs were touching. We want to get rid of that egg scent. I usually don't go up to the head because the head is usually not on there, and I don't want to get soap in her mouth or anything, or inside of her heat pits. But along the whole body of the snake, especially the tail and where the eggs come out of at the cloaca. And then I'm going to put her back down, get some room temperature water once again, and just rinse her off very well and thoroughly. Starting at the top of the snake and moving your way all the way down to the belly. And you're going to want to do this a few times. Soap can dry out your snake's scales, and that's something you definitely do not want happening. It's going to make it harder for it to shed. It probably won't eat after. So just once again, double, triple rinse it. Make sure you got all that soap off. And after you run your hands through her a few times, make sure there's no soap, like what we're seeing here. And now she's ready to go back into her tub, and we'll go tackle that second clutch. So now that we got that first female back into her tub, we're going to tackle the second clutch. It's right up here. And this one is a VPI het clown female, and she is laying on a nice clutch of eggs. Of course, I'm going to get the Husbandry Pro scanner out again. And we're going to go to reproduction. And this was paired to a Batman, so we're going to be making some Batman, spot nose, leopard clowns. 100% het for VPI Xanthic. Really would like to see the VPI Batman. And right away I'm seeing a slug, a few slugs in there. Doesn't look too good, but we do have some good eggs still. And of course, just like always, I'm gonna go check the female. She looks like she is done. And let's just go set her on the scale here.
1674.
1674. It's a nice weight. And then we're just gonna go take away all the slugs. We usually don't waste slugs. Nothing's good is gonna come from them. We actually just throw them out. So we have 4 good eggs, and she must have just laid because they're very not stuck together. And these 4 weigh 331 grams. And of course, we're gonna get our egg crate. Actually, it's right over here. It's the one we already used. And of course, we're just gonna candle to make sure that they're good. And they do look to be, oh, there he is, the embryo. 1. There's the other embryo, right over there moving. 2. Separate these 2. Yeah, the VPI girl is definitely not happy. You guys could probably hear her hissing in the background. Just wondering what we're doing to her eggs. And there we go, number 3. And the last one, number 4. So I'm gonna put these into the incubator. I'm just gonna go and put on here that we had 4 viable eggs, 0 non-viable. We usually don't count the slugs. We're gonna go down to the bottom and put that we had 4 slugs. And everything in here should be good. Just gotta add the clutch number 2023-6 and submit. And we're actually gonna do one thing a little bit different than we did with the last one. So I'm just gonna go and move this stuff out of the way so we can go and wash the tub again. So you see, just going where the eggs were, continuously wetting it, making sure we can soak up all that egg smell with the chlorhexidine, and then coming in really hard once again. You also want to get a lot of these urates that you have over here. This is just from the female scenting while she is gravid. They usually scent just to make themselves feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to use one more napkin here. Really wipe this up. And once again, that second spray we do just to ensure we didn't miss anything. Get a little bit of the sides as well. And once again, just take a nice chunk of the cocoa out into the garbage. Get some fresh new stuff. Spread it all there. Maybe a little bit more. Move it around with the stuff in the front. We're gonna set this aside. I'm not gonna go climb up the ladder again on camera. I'll take these off though. And instead of going and washing the female in the sink we did the last one, we actually have this new product we're working with and we're testing it out. We actually have these wet wipes, and we're gonna just take these. They're called Pure Wet. They are 100% natural, 99% water. Read some of the ingredients. There's no alcohol, no chlorine, no detergents, no perfumes. All natural ingredients. Really good stuff, made here in Canada. So I'm just gonna go open it up. Take one out. These things are great. They last really long. They're always wet. And we're just gonna go wipe across the female's belly, across the sides. You guys can probably see the sheen that it's giving her. I can definitely smell. It has like a lemon smell to it. Really nice and clean. Just gonna go up and down her a couple of times. Not too sure how this would work with other products. This one is very moist and keeps it wet, so she's already very slippery. So hopefully this is going to be really good, just like when we wash her, but it makes it a little bit easier for us, and when someone else is using the sink, we're not going to go and bother them. But right there, that should be good. I'll probably do one more, just in case. Can never be too safe. And just get the belly again, especially near the cloaca, and a little bit closer to the top of the neck. And that's it for that. And that's going to be it for today's video. This is how we put our eggs away. We usually use the water, but thought we'd go and show you this new product. We have a whole bunch of other new products that we're going to be using soon, and they might even be available to you guys, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.